What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Telcoin today, TEL-USD. It is the 14th day of November today, and here we are sitting at about $0.0052 as it stands. We are down 12%, and yesterday here we were talking about Telcoin. We were at these low prices, and we were actually forecasting that we would see a lower high, and then we would drop lower, right? So while we were forecasting lower prices down here, and we're basically at the same prices, we did expect that there'd be a little bit of a pump, a lower high, and that was not a time to buy. In fact, on X.com, I even made a post here saying don't buy Tel here, and the price was 00627, right here, right after we put in that lower high up there. If we're looking at this on the daily time frame, or maybe even the weekly time frame, Telcoin, the tip literally came in right here at prior areas of resistance. It was very obvious that this was an area that we'd stop at. Okay, prior resistance here, just above it, just below it here, but just in this area that we have found resistance before. If we take a high to a low overall, we literally went right up to our golden ratio line. It's absurdly common to go from the golden ratio to your 0.5382 area, which is exactly what I think we're going to do, which is exactly what we're doing now. Find support and then move higher. Okay. So with this fib on there, let's actually do our analysis, but leave this fib on there. Okay. Again, it's very common to go from here to this zone and then up to this zone, and that's probably exactly what we're going to do. All right, let's look at the 1 hour time frame. I suppose right now the next target areas to consider for Telcoin are anything from about 0.0091 to about 1.06 cents. Okay, 0.0091 to 0.0106. Okay, somewhere in this area, that's the next target area to consider. Which from the current price is anything from like a 75 to a 105% pump. Okay, something in that zone. If we look at the 1 hour time frame, we are consolidating. We're right within this wedge here, this little falling wedge, lower lows, lower highs. As I said in one of my videos earlier today, falling wedges typically they're very prone to fake outs. So if we break out to the downside, don't get too discouraged. If we break out to the upside, don't get too encouraged. Sometimes we do get fake outs, but once we get above, I would say once we're above, yeah, probably about 006 when we close a day, not when we wick, but when we close a day above 006, get above this high here, that's when I would think that we confirm that we are breaking out to the upside. Okay, if we break out to the downside, we can go from there, but I don't think Telcoin's going to break out to the downside. I do think this is bullish consolidation, and if we're looking at this really, I mean, looking at this from lower lows, lower high perspective here, this consolidation, you have no volume. Typically, you're about to break out of a consolidation phase when you have no volume. So I do expect we're going to see a breakout. If not today, Friday, over the weekend, Telcoin might have a bullish weekend, which is nice to think about, nice to see. The 1 hour RSI here is actually very bullish, getting overbought, bouncing off the 40, nice to see. Typically, when you bounce off the 40 and then you reject the 50, that's bad. So bouncing off the 40, rejecting the 50, and then getting another bounce here, that's actually really nice to see. We do have about 30 minutes left in this 1 hour time frame. I think it would be beneficial for this candle to close green and show that you're not rejecting the 50, but instead breaking through it. I think that would be good. And then also on top of that, we would start to turn this downtrend, lower lows, lower highs. We start to shift things a little bit, start to turn the momentum up, and maybe we could form an uptrend from here. Whenever you form downtrends, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Whenever you form downtrends, they typically don't stop until you're in the oversold zone, like this one here. If you take a downtrend and you stop the downtrend, you break it before you get oversold, that's a very bullish thing. You only do that when you're in bullish trends, and I think we're in a bullish trend right now, my friends. I really do think that we are. If we go lower, the lowest that I see us going to is about, and this might be exactly what we do, is about 00473. So prepare yourselves. We're at 00526 right now from the current price. We actually might drop down another 10%. It is possible. But if this hour in the next 26 minutes, if it can close green, if we can get that shift in the momentum on the RSI like we were talking about, if that can happen, we're not rejecting the 50, then I think we can absolve ourselves as going down there and then move up higher. We don't have to interact with this line. The idea is golden ratio resistance, this area for support between the green line and the yellow line there. Okay, we are just above the yellow line. We could go lower. We could bounce right off it, and that would make a lot of sense for a couple of reasons, right? There's a resistance point back here that we could find support on, right? But here, finding support between this low and this high, I mean, that's close enough. We don't have to go lower. And again, the volume's so low, we are soon to break out anyways. So if the opportunity arises and we do see prices below 005 again, take that opportunity to buy the dip because we are about to rip. And when we rip, mark my words, we will probably see a very similar move to what we saw here, and maybe it doesn't move as fast. Maybe here, this is 4-hour candles, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 16 hours. We saw from a low to a high in a 16-hour period. We saw 138%. Maybe we don't see 138% in the next 16 hours, but I would assume from here, to where, however long it takes, whether it's over the weekend, whether it's sometime next week, I fully expect that Telcoin will be worth 72% to 104% more than it is now. You likely will move up at this pace, and as we zoom out, I think things will look more bullish. The RSI looks pretty bullish. The stochastics look bullish here. The MACD even looks bullish. We just crossed red, but false crosses happen whenever you're trending, and I think that's what's happening here, so I do think that we're going to move up higher. Bouncing off the 50, bouncing off the 50. I mean, it really looks good. So at any point in time, again, I don't really care, right? Like, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Let the price go down. I think this is a perfect area to buy. I wouldn't personally, if someone was asking me, should I buy here, should I wait for the price to go below 0.005, I would say, I would buy here. Even if it goes lower, I wouldn't care, and I would just wait. I mean, these results, 70 to 100%, that's good enough for me, man. And what will likely be days from now, right? Likely days. No leverage, just spot. Easy peasy, right? Daily time frame. Looking at this, now I'm going to delete everything. Daily time frame. Looking at this, the RSI got overbought. You've reset. You're out of the overbought zone. Perfect. Good. Stochastics rejected the overbought zone. Overall, they look bullish. The MACD on the daily time frame is looking to cross above the 0 line. What happened last time we crossed above? I'll tell you what. When we crossed below the 0 line, that wasn't good. That wasn't good at all. When we crossed above it, what happened last time we crossed above it? From a low to a high, we saw an overall 112% pump. We've already seen more than that here, and we haven't even crossed yet. I can only imagine what's going to happen here, you guys. We are absolutely still in the confines of this overall consolidation phase here, but I can't help but think that this weekly candle looks like you want to break this. And if you're going to break this, let's look at this on an all-time history basis, okay? Look at this on an all-time history basis here. If you're breaking out of this, you're going to the next phase high, right? If we're breaking this zone, it's like the equivalent of breaking out of this zone or this zone, right? What'd you do? You saw a higher high, a higher high. We're going to our higher high. What's our next higher high? And we already have an understanding of the fibs because of all the analysis we've done in this video. Let me show you. It's actually very simple. I remember from a high to a low, we hit the golden ratio here, didn't we? High to a low. Yeah, we hit the golden ratio. And what do? We pulled back to the 0.5382 area. Now, to be fair, we went a little bit lower. It's a bit unorthodox. It doesn't happen often, but what we have is a overall uptrend still, higher lows, overall accumulative phase, okay? When we go up higher, we're not going to stop at the golden ratio again. I mean, maybe momentarily we do. Maybe we see some volatility along the way, whatever. But we're ultimately going up to the 786, 886. So just understand right now, Tel, you're in the process of a move that will take you more than just 70 to 100% up. We'll probably find some turbulence there, consolidate, whatever, but ultimately by the end of this year of 2025, I would expect that TEL is up another 376 to 640%. Again, somewhere around 2.57 cents to 3.96 cents, somewhere in this area by the end of the year. And if we're not there, it's only because we've gone higher, okay? Telcoin has a lot of potential. I very much believe that this thing has 100x, multi-100x potential. By the end of this cycle, what we're looking for is anything that's around $1 or more in price. You're not even at a cent right now. Okay? Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.